Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this video, I'm playing a couple of quick match games, and the first match is on the map Canyon against the player Tata Mata, who's ranked quite highly. Now, interestingly, actually, Canyon, when I look on my Command & Conquer stats, it's my actually worst rated map from last season in terms of percentage win rate. And I think that was on my allies account, by the way, and I think it's because when I play against players who play Soviets, I do very, very badly against the Soviet base crawl. Anyway, what I'm doing here is I'm just taking the infantry to the main point, so you send some most infantry to the left, a couple of infantry to the right, just to cut out the main points where your opponents can enter your base. I did a bit of a misplace of the barracks there, which is why I had to sell it to get my ore refinery in a good place. I know I've played Tata Mata before, so I was quite confident that he wouldn't do an infantry rush. Because obviously if I'd sold my barracks and they did an infantry rush, I'd be in real trouble. Now I'm building my first war factory, and it's an ore-only map, so I am going to be building my second ore refinery after this. And what I tend to do on this map is I tend to build just one ore truck before moving on to tanks. Now, sometimes I do say on ore-only maps I like to build two ore trucks before I start moving on to tanks. But because this is just such a small map, if you do build two ore trucks straight off, that's quite a dangerous thing to do, which is why I just build one, because your opponents can reach your base very quickly. What it does mean though is you need to build an extra ore refinery before you can move on to your second war factory. So what you'll see is I'm going to build a power plant here, and then I'm going to be going on to my third ore refinery, whereas at this point I would usually go on to my second war factory. I have seen players in fact go for the second, go for two ore trucks from the initially. I've just found it from experience a little bit dangerous to do that. And you can see he's got some infantry clumped together there, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be bringing a tank down to see if I can squash them. And you can see as soon as my tank gets close, he sort of spreads them out, so I wouldn't be able to squash them very easily. And now that I've got my third ore refinery down, I'm going to be going for my second war factory. And now you can see I'm just bringing my tanks in initially, and he'll be pressing X, which causes them to scatter and move around, which makes it harder for me to squash them. And when you've got just 3 tanks, it's not easy to squash all of them. And now he's coming in with his light tanks. So he's opted for lights. I've opted for mediums. Most people use mediums on this map. And we're just going for this fight in the middle so far. Now I've got my second war factory down, which is going to increase my building speed. And you can see he's actually going around to the other side of my base. Now this might be a big problem for him because it's going to take him a little while to reach there, whereas I'm already at his base. So what I'm going to do is, instead of chasing him with my medium tanks, is I'm going to just start attacking his main buildings within his base. And where I say main buildings, I'm going to be going for his ore refineries, because if I can get all his ore refineries down, he's going to be out of money. So maybe he's going to misplay. We'll see how it goes here. But yeah, we're getting that second ore refinery down, and now we only have one more ore refinery. And on this map, it's not like you're going to tend to have many, much ore spare. So if I get this ore refinery down, it probably will mean that he won't be able to build another one. Now he's got my construction yard down, so I can't build any more buildings no matter what. But what I do have is I do have 3 ore refineries still working, and I have a war factory. So it's our war factory that's going to be key, and I need to keep it alive because at the moment Tata Mata will probably be running out of ore, and he won't be able to build any more tanks. And once that happens, if I can still keep on building, I will inevitably win. But I do have to defend this position. I need to at least have one of the ore refineries working, and I need to have the war factory. But you can see that Tata Mata is bringing in more tanks. He's got about 5 medium tanks around my war factory at the moment, and it really is essential that I keep this alive. So it looks like we're doing okay at the moment. It is going to be quite close. So he's also bringing in infantry. It is very close actually, and we just got 2 more, and it looks like we're going to be able to defend. And he taps out at this point. So that's good game. He just didn't, I think he just spent too long going to my base, and I was already at his base when he decided to do a lunge, so it was probably not the best play for him in that respect. Right, so on this map we're playing on Path Beyond, and we're playing against a player called FU Ronaldo Goku. And first of all, we're going to be moving our infantry just to the key points, like always, and hopefully do a bit of scouting. Now, Path Beyond is it's a bit of a bigger map than Canyon, and it's all about. Sometimes you get quite long games here, and it's all about expansion. What you'll notice I do with this ore truck initially is I'm going to go for those gems in the first drop-off. And it's just because the gems give me a lot more ore, and that ore can be very useful early on when you're trying to build up and trying to expand. And as soon as this ore truck gets back, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sending it to the ore patch above my base. And you can see I've been a little bit careless there. One of their enemy's infantry has got into my base. He's managed to get past my defences, my infantry guarding. So that's a bit, unfortunate. I didn't really obviously want that to happen. And I've built my war factory where I'm going to go for 2 ore trucks and then start building tanks. Since the bases are located a lot further away, you do have a bit more flexibility on this map. And as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm clearing some of the ore above ore patch, just to make way for buildings. And now I've actually done a little bit of a mistake here, because you can see that there's a little ore patch at the bottom there that I should have cleared away, because I need to clear that away in order to put my second ore refinery down. So that's delayed me a little bit, which is not ideal. And I'll now build my power plant, and I'm going to build some ore silos. And the reason I'm building those ore silos is so that I can sort of build my second war factory just above that ore patch and then expand onto the gems. So yeah, I'm just getting a little bit more scouting done in here, getting a bit more visibility, just to see if he's putting any of his tanks up in that top part yet. And you can see he's got some infantry there at the moment, and they've been able to destroy those infantry running in. So he's obviously got defences like you would expect. And what I'm doing is I'm just bringing these tanks to the middle part, because usually what you have on this map is you have a fight in that this top right hand part of the map. So we're just waiting to see if he's going to show his tanks. And we haven't seen anything yet. If he just leaves his infantry there, what I'll probably do is just use that group to squash, to kill them. So we're killing a few of his infantry there. And now you can see he's pulling them back, so he's probably getting ready to counter. And what I'm doing is I'm just grouping my tanks together, and I'm going to check up this top part here. And the reason I'm checking those gems there is because sometimes an ore truck will go to them, and if his ore truck had been there without protection, I would have taken it out. So now we're able to expand a little bit more. And we've got to that gem patch on the top of my base. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep on expanding, because what I want to do is I really want to build a good economy, so I can place my third war factory. And that third war factory is going to make a big difference to building speed. And now we can see he's bringing his light tanks, and his first battle is really, really crucial. And we just move our tanks around and shoot. And it's not looking too bad for us at the moment. Numbers actually seem to be better for me at the moment, so we're able to push him back, and you can see he's retreating a bit back into his base, or maybe not. He looked like he was going back, but he seems to have got some reinforcements, but obviously I'm getting reinforcements at the same time. And we can see he's got a pillbox there, and we can see there's also a war factory, and from the position of that war factory, I'm going to take it, it's the third war factory. So this puts us in a bit of a difficult position at the moment, because he's got more war factories, so he's going to be able to build tanks faster, providing that he has the funds to do so. And now we're getting that second, another ore refinery. We're going to be able to build our third war factory. Now in this situation, what I should have really done is I should have sent that ore refinery and built it in the other direction, so it would have been away from these tanks. In hindsight, that would have been a better strategy. So you can see this is quite close at the moment, but he's got the upper, well, it's not close anymore, he's got the upper hand, and I'm going to have to pull back a little bit. But my third war factory is almost done at the moment. And you can see there he's gone for my ore truck, so that has been destroyed now. But now I'm going to be able to get reinforcements in a little bit quicker. I'm going to be able to build some pillboxes, and pillboxes do quite well against light tanks, because light tanks have such low armor. They do make a big difference. And you can see for at this moment he's being pushed back, but he is building ore refineries on this middle ore patch, which is going to give him a big boost to his income. And you can see he's going for gems straight away, which is what you should do, because they do get you better resources than just the yellow stuff, the ore. And you can see he's pulling back. What I'm doing at the moment is I'm just building another ore refinery, and I've built another ore truck as well, just to improve my economy. And you can see I think he's bringing ore trucks there from his main base, just to this middle ore patch, because he's probably going to be running out of ore close to home. Or just conserving it maybe. But this fight is going in again. Light tanks versus medium tanks. And we're just trying to hold at the moment, just improve our economy and hold, the longer we can hold for this middle position. But you can see now he's going for the base dive, and this is so what we have to do is defend the ore refineries here, and he's got one ore refinery down, and what he'll probably do is go for the other ore refinery, so which is located at the top of my base. And this is going to be a bit bad if he gets this, because my other ore refineries are located much further down into my base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to dive his base, because there's no other way I'm going to be able to defend. Because what he'll do is he'll just take out my ore refineries, and then when I don't have any ore refineries left, he's going to be able to just keep on dribbling tanks into my base, until I eventually die and run out, because I won't be getting any ore. I won't be able to build any further tanks. And what I'm doing at the moment is, in case this becomes a base race, is that I'm just building more and more pillboxes. Yeah, you can see he's sort of coming back at the moment. And we're just destroying as many buildings as we can at the moment. So we've got rid of that that third war factory, and you can see he's bringing his tanks back. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to dive further into his base, just to get away from those tanks, because he'll just there's too many buildings there. He will be able to eventually kill me. But what I need to get rid of is I need to get rid of that construction yard, so he has to stop expanding in the middle. And we can see he's sold it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of one of those war factories, just to slow his building speed down a little bit. And you can see he's sold that also. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull away now, because I don't want to lose all those tanks, because I am very short on tank numbers at the moment. So yeah, it's just about... So we've both done quite a bit of damage to each other's bases. Essentially though, we've both got ore refineries, and we've both got a war factory left. But what you can see is the ore situation at my base is not looking too good. I am definitely starting to run out, which puts me in a difficult position at this point in time. And I'm just having a look. You can see he's bringing some light tanks in, so I'm going to bring some tanks down to defend here. And I'm just building an extra power plant. Just I do want plenty of power, especially if I'm building pillboxes. They do take a bit of power, and if you're not careful, sometimes you can like build so many pillboxes and get really, really low on power that your building speed is just really, really bad. So I'm building pillboxes down. As I say, they do quite well against light tanks. Obviously, if there's too many of them, they're not going to be enough. And you can see he's going to the bottom of my base. He's going for my construction yard, which I'm going to sell off. And now this is essential here, because he's going for my war factory. And I do need to keep this up, because it's my only war factory. And if this war factory goes down, I will not be able to build any more tanks. So it's very similar to the last game I showed. And he's got it this time. And at this point, what I need to do is I need to look and see what position he's in. And at this point, I call it good game.